Hello. You can't see me, can you? That's okay. It's after midnight. Oh, you might be able to see me pretty soon. Coming up? Nope. A little bit. Anyway, it is nighttime now. I am on my way home. It is after midnight, and I am actually trying to do my first recording of a vlog series, if you will, if you want to call it that, whatever. And I want to try and do it weekly, maybe every other, like 2 a week, something like that. But it's going to be about stuff that is obviously off topic. You're seeing this in the off topic section right now. But it's going to have almost nothing to do with cars. Like, it's almost never going to have anything to do with cars. And I'd like to get the ball rolling, and it's going to be pretty much all this type of stuff. So if you're interested, just stick around and watch. If you keep watching and you lose interest, just go ahead and go fuck yourself and stop watching the video. Anyway, here we go. I'd like to take you back to the mid-90s. Now, this is about 95 or so, 96, 97. That's getting into the later ones. Anyway, I was getting more acquainted with my mother's new husband. At the time, he wasn't the husband, he was her boyfriend. He was my stepdad, you know. He's my father, you know. I call him my father now. Anyway, I'm going to try and make this as like, not tangenty as possible. It's very short-winded. Make this a very small video if I can. It won't be. So, him and I are getting more acquainted, and he is very into, and still is to this day, into aviation. Any sort of jets, airplanes, you know, rockets, all that stuff. So him and I have gotten into building rockets, and we would shoot rockets up into the sky, and they would come down with parachutes and everything, have a blast. And in between building them up and shooting them up in the sky, we were shooting like targets with the 22. It was awesome. It was good times. Now, we lived in Bakersfield, which is pretty close to the Mojave Desert. It's actually, I believe it's in the Mojave Desert, the big, gigantic, dry piece of shit desert. Anyway, we're close enough to it, though. So, we took our equipment for our rocket building and stuff like that. We took a couple of fat boys out there, and that's a type of rocket, from what I know. I mean, that's what it was called. We didn't take fat boys. Anyway, they called them fat boys because they were huge and they went up really high, whatever. So, we took a couple of those out to close to Edwards Air Force Base. And I gotta say, man, whenever it involves some sort of military base, weird shit can be seen in the sky. And it's interesting that you see all this stuff that's, you know, wacky looking, like crazy color changing lights and all that stuff happening next to Air Force bases. Coincidence? Maybe. Aliens? Maybe. Time travelers? More than likely. I'm serious. Like, I seriously believe that sometime in the near future we will develop time travel, and that's actually what Roswell was. So, hey, there's lots of things that support that theory, blah, blah, blah. We'll get into that later on another video if you're interested in that. So, we are out there shooting rockets, and it's getting to dusk, so we get in the truck and get heading home. And if you've ever driven on a highway in California in a desert, you know how lonely that is, and how completely there's nothing around you except for some Joshua trees and a couple of fucking tumbleweeds and lizards. Now, let me paint you a little picture. We are heading back towards Bakersfield, getting back, going home. Nothing around us. Pass a few exits here and there. You know, there's like a Denny's, you know, whatever. Pass a couple of exits, and then from out of fucking nowhere, out of absolute thin air, a convoy appears. And I'm not talking like a convoy of semi-trucks that are bright and like white, blue, yellow, green, all that stuff. No. I'm talking Mercury Marauders, and then a couple of SUVs, blacked out, smoked out headlights, comes right up on our ass, one of those Mercuries, and just basically makes it where we have to get out of the fast lane. 3 or 4 cars and SUVs pass us, blacked out, again, just completely blacked out, couldn't see into them at all, blacked out, pass by us, and then a semi-truck, one of those, I think they're creepy looking, but they're very popular over in Europe. Maybe that's why I think they're creepy. Those square-nosed ones, the ones that are just completely flat. Oh, maybe it's because of Terminator 2. I think that's why. The bad guy drove one of those off the bridge and then tried to kill John Connor with it. That's probably what the underlying fear of those square, snub-nosed, no-nosed semi-trucks. Anyway, one of those with a flatbed. And it's black as well. Flatbed was like not metallic colored, it was just black, and it was covered in this sheet. And underneath this sheet was something that I'd never thought that I would ever like be able to see and like make out. And I see this passing me, and it's this sheet is just flapping in the wind like crazy. But then you see these shapes underneath it, and they're these jagged, very angular shapes underneath this black sheet on top of a flatbed being, you know, escorted by, from what I can only think would be some sort of government entity, some convoy from that, you know, FBI, CIA, NSA, you know, Air Force even, I don't know. It's kind of crazy, though, just seeing that pop up out of nowhere. Like, seriously, man, it startled my dad. My dad is, like, the most unstartleable motherfucker alive. I've never seen him jump, ever. This fucking convoy came out of nowhere, dude. I'm not even kidding. I'm not saying, like, we passed an exit and they came up the off-ramp and we saw him from a distance. No. It just came out of fucking nowhere. They passed us. Very quickly as well, too. They were just flying. Hi there. What's up? Getting into town. So, I'm going to cut this down. If you guys are interested in hearing shit like this again, that's... Or if anyone's had a similar experience, because I know a lot of people live either in a military household or they live near military bases. And I gotta say, man, it was a little off-putting to see this kind of shadowy group of vehicles just come out of nowhere with this equally mysterious cargo that they were carrying, and it was just fucking weird. And I mean, this was the mid to late 90s, so I mean, they'd already developed the stealth fighter and the stealth bomber, so what the fuck was that thing underneath there, you know? Scary. Anyway, if you guys are interested in this stuff, it's getting kind of towards that time of year where stuff gets spooky. So if you're interested in this, let me know in the comment section. And, you know, if you're not, probably didn't watch the video. So, fuck you.